Get that started. All right. Face Your Fears. What is this, episode
32?
32. We got the video.
Oh, yeah, we have video.
You can see us now. We have upgraded with all the money we've been making.
Yes.
Still got the audio here. We don't have any mics or anything.
I think I'm getting a Lamborghini next.
The Lambo's next for it. So this is going to be, we're going to post the video on YouTube and with the audio from there, and then this will go on Anchor through Spotify. So it'll be YouTube and then Spotify, everywhere else that y'all can watch them. You can watch us now, which is probably worse, but who the fuck knows. But anyway, to start off, I was thinking the other day, alright, and I don't remember I think I was chewing on my fingernails, honestly, and I was like, thinking for a second, and I was like, what do we have fingernails for?
To make our fingertips stronger, so we can pick up shit easier.
Are you serious?
That's what I've always assumed. I don't know. Maybe I either heard that or that's what I've always thought.
I've never understood the purpose.
It's got to be for that. You chew on your fingernails?
I chew them all the time.
Dude, me too.
Very bad. I chew them all the way down to where it'll fucking bleed sometimes.
What the fuck do you do that for?
I get to chewing and it'll kind of start to hurt. It's almost like a good kind of hurt. You're just like, oh, get that motherfucker out of there. If you chew fingernails, you know. But
no, I chew my fingernails. I just don't do it to
you don't chew them that bad?
No.
I do sometimes. And then they'll get it'll be like sensitive and I'm like, you touch it.
People say not to do that, but
is that really to pick shit up?
That's what I think so. Because I mean, if you didn't, you would just have bones in there. But don't they say that's bad? Like you're not supposed to chew on fingernails?
Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to chew on them. But
I think it helps your immune system though, but that's kind of gross because there's shit under your fingernails.
Yeah, man, introduce that shit and make antibodies for it.
Yeah.
So I'm so healthy.
So we're probably healthy than everybody else. Fuck y'all.
Alright, purpose of fingernails. The short answer is we have evolved to have nails because they help us pick things up. Like food, I guess.
And Jared said he was more intelligent than me.
Hey, you did that. But I guess, I mean, you'd have a little nub, like a little fleshy nub.
Yeah, just be a nub.
But it wouldn't be solid? What else does it say? Hold on. Early humans who had these type of nails tended to live long enough to have babies and pass on fingernails. So instead of claws, so did we have claws at one point? Neanderthal people have claws?
Not Neanderthals. They didn't have
like a fucking raptor?
No, I don't.
And they just broke off and they're like, yeah, this is better.
I mean, at some point we had probably
just got shorter and shorter.
Maybe not though.
The ones that could pick up their car keys and go to work.
Monkeys have fingernails like us, so
yeah. Do any of them have like claws?
No, I don't think so. Don't you think if we had claws at one point, we would have kept them? Don't you think that'd be better?
Well, claws, they had to have been disadvantageous because we don't have them anymore.
Or maybe we just never did though.
I mean, Google said we did.
That's what it said? No.
Yeah, it said from claws. Yeah, I swear. Look. It said instead of claws, we had...
Yeah, but did it say we used to have claws and now we have regular fingernails?
It says... Early humans who had these type of nails instead of claws tended to live long enough to have babies.
Instead of claws? What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I wonder what they look like.
Pictures. we got a picture of one of them. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know.
That blows my mind. I can't imagine humans having claws. That'd be sick. But I bet if we had claws, we wouldn't be near smart because it'd be a hell of a lot easier to catch things. Catch animals and stuff. Small
wouldn't have evolved as much. Also, another thing, not speaking of evolution, but speaking of weird fucking animals, Brett sent that video of the Bigfoot the other day.
Yeah.
And your response blew my mind. You're like interdimensional being transforming to where only we can see him whenever he wants us to.
Yeah, I think
explain.
I said Bigfoot is an interdimensional being and he can pop in and out of existence. Whenever he wants, so he can never be photographed because he knows he's being photographed.
Brett sent us a video of like a... What is it, a deer camera or like a game camera or whatever? Just posted like in the woods somewhere, and it was big figure walking in and out of the trees.
Yeah,
and then Dylan said that. I was like, my comment was, "Oh, that's just Dylan looking for his jewel." But
yeah, that shit was funny to me.
And then you replied, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? Interdimensional only seeing what he wants us to?"
Yeah, I was really just fucking with y'all. Like, I wasn't being serious.
Oh, you hadn't thought that through?
No. I mean, I've heard that. I've heard people say that before, but I just laughed at them, and I thought it'd be funny to say. I said it.
Oh. So, what would Bigfoot be, though? If he was an interdimensional being, he wouldn't be like why would he take that physical form?
Well, I don't know. Why would he come here?
Why would he come here? Didn't you think there's better things to do in the 4D world than come to the 3D Earth?
There's gotta be.
Why would he want to be seen anyway?
Why would he? Well, why would he not want to be seen? Why would he care if he can just pop in and out of existence? Why would he give a fuck?
I guess you're right. But why would he be popping in and out of the woods though? The deep woods.
Yeah, why don't you just pop up in Target sometime?
Yeah, why not in the fucking middle of the basketball game right now?
Why has Bigfoot never been spotted at Target?
Why is Bigfoot not playing NBA, dog?
Yeah, dude, for real.
I don't fucking know.
Like Teen Wolf, that old show, the kids run down the court playing basketball, and he turns into a werewolf.
Dude, that was a good show. For like the first 2 seasons.
Oh, that's a different Teen Wolf.
Oh, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about, I think it's actually a movie that came out in like a long time ago, probably like the 80s or 90s. And there's a kid, and he's literally, I think he's literally dribbling the ball down the court and turns into a werewolf.
Playing ball in high school?
Yeah, that's it.
Everybody's like, there he goes again.
It's just a wolf.
I don't fucking. Isn't Teen Wolf based off like an older Teen Wolf TV show?
I don't know, it might be. Teen Wolf, yeah, I agree. That was pretty good for the first like 2 or 3 seasons. Then after after that kind of stuff.
Can you get my drink here? It's that cherry vanilla Coke.
What's your rating on it?
There's way too much cherry in it, to be honest with you. They doused me with the cherry at Sonic. So.
Did you say cherry vanilla?
Yeah.
I thought you did. They only put cherry in.
Really?
That's probably why it's the cherry so overpowering.
I was like, that kind of maybe tastes a little vanilla. But
I thought you said cherry vanilla, but when she handed it to me, she said Coke with cherry, and I thought, didn't he say vanilla too? But I just didn't. I thought maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe he didn't say that.
I did. Maybe that's why.
I'm sorry, dude.
I guess it is cherry Coke. I can't really tell, to be honest with you.
Okay, so can't do that. Can't do that big of a deal.
It's just like, at this point, it's watered down Coke. It's not too extreme. But let me check my notes here. I had something else to tell you. Oh, this Tuesday, June 1st, that's what it was. The, talking about Bigfoot, talking about interdimensional shit, alien stuff.
Is that when the government thing comes
That's
out?
when the last day they had, I think, to release stuff about, the Pentagon had to release about the UFOs is June 1st, like the last day.
So do you think they're actually going to release anything?
They'll either not release shit or they'll release, well, I guess there's like 3 possibilities maybe. They don't release shit, they release just basic, ridiculous, stupid shit, or they release shit but it's not right at all and it's the wrong shit.
You don't think there's any chance they release everything that they know?
Definitely not. And
isn't that what the bill said though? That they have to release everything they know about aliens?
yeah, but I mean, what good would that do?
I don't know. What if in the paper it's like talking about people from other countries and not even people from other worlds? There's like Canadians come to America.
Canadians are here now. Yeah, so I'm wondering, because on the Joe Rogan podcast, he had Neil on, and Neil just fucking destroyed everything he was talking about.
I watched a clip of it, and
aliens.
They talked about it for a minute, and then he started talking about something else. I don't remember what it was.
I'm only like 30 minutes into it. He's right in the middle of bashing him, but I think, because if they release stuff, then what's next? What do you do next?
Nothing changes. Literally nothing.
But does it?
I mean, maybe like existentially, but nothing changes like day to day as far as we're concerned. We're still gonna go do what we're gonna do tomorrow anyway.
I think really it could be a positive also.
Why?
Because if you were to release the fact that there's like an interplanetary species that has made its way here, then it would, I mean, it wouldn't, I'm not saying it would for sure, but it might sway some of the worldly problems that we have, and maybe we can come together as a world, like not against, but like trying to explore these other worlds as one, like putting our resources together instead of piling them around in these other countries and going head to head against each other, come together as one, and maybe potentially.
That'd be cool. Just saying it, just knowing that it's possible would probably make a lot more people want to look into it.
Oh, for sure.
Try to figure it out.
I feel like it would change the mindset of a lot of people, but I don't know if it would be good or if it would be bad. If people would panic because of it and just buy shit up. People have been fucking buying all the gas up.
And then
because there's a fucking
Corona started the toilet paper thing.
Toilet paper. Imagine people hear that there's aliens.
I don't know why people would care though.
Buy everything.
Why would you need to? If they said, yeah, there's for sure aliens and they for sure came here. Here's some evidence of it.
What's the thing that you buy from Walmart? What does everybody go after?
Toilet paper, milk, and bread. If there's a big storm coming, you won't be able to find milk and bread.
Yeah.
People go buy that shit like crazy.
Aliens are coming. Buy all the milk. I don't know.
I don't even drink milk, do you?
I drink a lot of fucking milk, dude.
White milk?
Yeah. Well, I don't just like make cups of it, but I eat a lot of cereal and I eat like a bunch of cookies and shit and drink milk with it.
I can eat it with cereal, but I can't just sit there and drink milk.
Really?
That's gross.
I don't know if we're necessarily supposed to.
No, we're not. We're the only animal that does.
I think milk's for more adolescent, infant.
Yeah, it is.
But aliens, dog, June 1st. This coming Tuesday. What's today?
This coming Tuesday?
Yeah, June 1st.
Today's Thursday. Oh, wow. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see why anything would change. I feel like everybody says the government can't tell us there's aliens because mass hysteria. But, like, why would you care? When have you ever dealt with an alien in your life? Just because the government says, okay, there are aliens, doesn't mean that you're going to start having to see them when you go through McDonald's.
I know, but believe it or not, Dylan, not everybody's as reasonable and logical as we are. People flip shit when they hear crazy stuff. That a lot of time people flip shit when they hear stuff they don't understand.
But I don't understand it either. I just don't see a reason to flip shit.
Yeah, but you understand it better than some people do. People that flip shit.
My logic is, if these aliens somehow can get here, they can destroy us because they're way more advanced than we are.
Exactly.
We'd be like an anthill to them. They'd be like, oh, there's some humans on this planet.
People freak out about that.
If they wanted to kill us, they would do it. We're not gonna be able to do anything about it.
I know, but people, if they see that the aliens, if they realize that aliens or are told that aliens are real, they might start thinking like more about the possibility of getting destroyed by aliens. And then the more you think about it, some people spiral downwards into that fucking crazy, ridiculous mindset, and everything becomes a attack on them or some shit. About aliens, yeah, everything's...
Even though they've never seen an alien before, they're not even sure that they exist. All they know is that the government told them that they do. They're going to freak out about that. Bah! Quit sheep.
Just a bunch of sheep. Think for yourself. Do your own research. You can't believe anything you hear anywhere from anybody about anything.
Believe nothing you hear and half the things you see.
Exactly. Because I've seen videos, but I haven't seen compelling evidence. So,
Oh, no. Yeah, I've seen videos of shit floating in the sky, but, like, you could take a drone out there and make a video like that. It's not...
I neither agree nor disagree.
I don't know. I think it's likely there's life in other places. I think it's unlikely they visited us.
Think it's intelligent life? Or you think it's just amoebas floating around?
So I think there's probably has been intelligent life or will be, but the chances that there is intelligent life right now and it's intelligent enough to reach us is super slim.
Yeah.
Because you can be intelligent like we are. We consider ourselves intelligent, which we might not be, but we consider ourselves that. And we can't even go to Mars in a single lifetime, can we?
No.
So how do we expect people or aliens from another galaxy or just to fly through space? Like, there's no way.
They'd have to master the speed of light.
But you can't. Nothing that has mass can travel at the speed of light.
That we know of.
There's got to be some other way. It could be wormholes.
If the aliens knew it, they wouldn't bother stopping here on their way by anyway.
Yeah,
They might stop to refuel, but the refuel would probably be like the core of the Earth, so we wouldn't even realize it before the Earth exploded. They'd already taken it and be gone.
If they want what we have, they can take it.
That's true.
It's as simple as that.
There's no point in being afraid.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't have you're in no control over that.
Mm-hmm.
So worry about the things you can control.
That's something people need to learn.
Don't worry about the things you can't control because
it's easier said than done.
Yeah, for sure. You go crazy worrying about it, trying to control it. Then the things that you can't control, you don't control, and everything's out of control.
Then you're just fucked.
Then you're fucked. I got another thing to show you.
Show me?
Well, I don't have to show it to you, but it was a news article. The governor here, Asa Hutchinson, they're giving away lottery tickets for getting vaccinations now.
What?
Yeah, you get a $20 scratch off if you go and get vaccinated.
That's actually an intelligent way, I feel like, to get people to come do it.
I agree, but incentivizing people to do stuff like that, I feel like, is a slippery slope.
I think it's morally not right.
Well, I don't know about morally, but I was talking about it with some dudes at work, and one of the other guys said that there's like airlines that are giving free flights to people that will get vaccines and stuff like that. And so I'm wondering if like we're going towards the vaccine pass. Because they also talked about it at work. There were some people wondering if like people that were vaccinated would still have to wear a mask or anything like that. And so
the masks are gone, right? Aren't the masks over with?
Instead of like hospitals and shit, I work in a hospital setting.
Dude, I thought COVID was over. Joe Biden got elected. I thought there was no more corona.
I mean, apparently, well, the vaccine is supposed to be good against the variants, and so if you have the vaccine, you shouldn't have to worry about corona. But I've heard that you can get corona again after you have the vaccine.
Yeah, but that's probably like minimal amount of people. Like,
I'm sure.
Like you're probably talking about like a handful of people out of thousands of the ones that they've
sure.
tested on.
Which it's a vaccine against a virus in hundreds of millions of different people, so it's going to react hundreds of millions of different ways.
Yeah, exactly. Most of them will be minute differences, but some of them might be big.
Some of them are extreme. You have outliers. You
might lose your fucking arm.
And if you grow another one, congratulations. That's fucking sick.
So are you vaccinated?
No, I haven't got it.
Are you going to?
I've had the chance, but I just don't. I mean, it's not that I don't want to. I don't see a need to.
I don't either. I've had corona, and I mean, I'm sure it could be worse.
Yeah, you had it.
It could be worse than what it was. Okay, so it was like 3 days of I would wake up and I would have a little headache, and I would feel a little weird. That's how I would describe it. I would feel a little weird like my body. I guess you'd call that body aches, but like I don't know. I wouldn't call it an ache. Like it didn't hurt. I just felt different than normal for 3 days, and then by the end of the day, each day it would be better. So like my headache would be gone by the nighttime, and it wouldn't be a big deal. And it lasted like a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And by the Saturday night, I felt fine, and Sunday morning I felt fine. That was it. That's all it was. I did lose my taste and smell for a few days.
Got it back?
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know, because you know I hate mustard, right?
Yeah.
Well, while we were at the beach, I smelled mustard. I was making a sandwich for somebody, and I smelled mustard. And
squeeze it in your nose like that?
Yeah, I put the nozzle right in my nose, squeezed it up in there, came out the other side.
Nothing.
And I didn't really smell it. I could kind of smell it, but usually when I smell mustard, it would make me gag.
Yeah, to preface this, Dylan pukes anytime he like sees mustard.
I've ate mustard on accident a few times in my life, thrown up every single time. Literally all like 3 or 4 times I've accidentally done it, every time. But anyway, I smelled it and it wasn't a big deal. It didn't smell near as bad as what I expected. I was expecting to literally gag.
Maybe it just expanded your palate. Maybe you just like mustard now.
Maybe I should
tried
try
mustard
it
since then?
No, I haven't tried mustard and I'm not going to. Dude, I'm not kidding when I tell you like every single time I've ever tried it, I've puked, yes.
Oof.
I don't know what it is about it, but
I don't know what it is either. I don't know what it is about the Rona.
So that kind of sucks. But I haven't got vaccinated either, and I don't see why. I don't really want to.
You don't plan on getting one?
I don't know. I don't consider myself an anti-vaxxer, but if I don't need to take medicine, I just don't.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't feel the need to take it, so I just don't really want to.
I'm just wondering if they're going to end up requiring it for certain like jobs or to even go places.
Like travel, like if they require you
trying to go to another country, they're gonna be like, "Where's your vaccination card?" And be like, "Well, I don't have it." And they're like, "You don't have a seat."
But why though? If you're worried about getting corona, get vaccinated. If you're not worried about it, then I don't feel like you should.
Well, that's true. That makes sense.
Be forced to take it. If you're worried about getting it, get the vaccine, and then you should be fine. Why would you care why would you care if I'm not vaccinated if you have it?
It's a good question.
That's only seems
logical thinking. I agree with that. That's it. Put it on the headline. Logical thinking.
Dr. Fauci says, think logically.
Think logically about this, please. Coronavirus, 0%. Okay, I told you earlier in the car when we were getting Sonic, I had something to tell you about I was studying for the MCAT earlier, and I was reading one of my chemistry books.
Yeah.
And it was talking about atoms and sizes and stuff like that. And see if I can remember. I typed it out in my notes, but I'm gonna see if I can remember how to say it. So I'm not gonna be able to.
Is it a comparison kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a size comparison sort of deal. And so, all right. So in terms of atoms, protons, and electrons and shit like that. You know, protons, neutrons, electrons inside an atom.
Mm-hmm.
You have in the atom are protons and neutrons. Electrons are on the outside of the atom in the electron cloud. All right, so they're tiny, and the electrons they're tiny, right? So the electrons are on the outside, and they're small, and the electron is 1,800 times smaller than a proton and a neutron. So it's really, really small. 1,800 times smaller than a proton or a neutron. So it's floating out here extremely small. Then you got the nucleus. It's got the protons and neutrons, right?
Which makes up doesn't it make up like 90% of the mass?
Yep. And so the distance from, let's see, it's like 4 angstroms, I think. And an angstrom is like, it's a measurement of distance, and it's like 10 to the 4th and then 10 to the 10th.
So it's
like negative.
So it's a ridiculous.
Negative. 10 to the negative 4th and then 10 to the negative 10th. So it's like extremely small, but the electrons and protons and shit are like half that size. Like, so each one of those, half that. They're small. And so if you take the atom and you blow it up, size comparison, take the atom, blow it up to the size of a football field, a football stadium, like the whole stadium in itself. Okay. So you've got the stadium, and then you take a marble and you put it in the middle on the 50-yard line.
That's how big
That's the nucleus.
Oh my god.
So a marble's the nucleus, and the rim of the football stadium is where the electrons are.
Like a football stadium, like the LA Raiders play at?
Yeah, exactly. And so essentially most of that's empty space there.
Yeah.
From the nucleus to the electrons. So if you shrink it all back down, it's still mostly empty space there. So atoms are made of mostly empty space.
Mostly nothing.
So we're made of atoms.
Which are mostly nothing.
So we're made of mostly nothing.
That's why they say you never really touch anything, right?
We're made of mostly empty space.
That doesn't make any
Can you believe
sense
that?
at all.
That doesn't make any sense. I read it and I was like, I'm gonna fucking fail this test.
Not only we're made up of mostly empty space, but so is everything else.
Everything is made up of mostly
this
empty
fucking
space.
coffee table right here is really nothing.
Empty space.
Isn't there a thing that, like a theoretical kind of thing, where if you throw a ball at a wall, like just toss it at some point, if you do it enough times, it'll eventually pass through the wall.
It's like one in so many trillion times.
All the atoms in it will line up
perfectly. Slide right through.
And that's without breaking the wall or breaking the ball.
Yeah, without breaking anything.
Just go right through.
Just breaks the laws of physics for brief
But
second.
it doesn't though. That allows for the laws of physics, right? Because atoms are mostly empty space.
Yeah.
That's why it
does it.
Alright, we should do it. Let's find the ball and throw it at the wall.
Alright, we're about to film this. This is about to be live on the podcast for the next 6,500 years.
Literally, dude.
Ball over and over. But could you imagine, like, you're walking one day and then all of a sudden you just fall through the floor? Probably your foot. You probably stop pretty quick after that, but your foot be in the ground.
Yeah.
Has it ever happened?
Never happened to me.
Never happened to me either.
If that has happened to you, you let us know.
Please let me know.
Sam_Fears?
Sam_Fears on Instagram. Shoot me a DM and send me a picture because I bet that shit's cool.
It's gotta be cool.
What? That just blows my mind though. Like, how could that even?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I guess it would have to be every single atom would have to line up with every other single atom.
Yeah, so the nucleuses would all have to line up inside of the empty spaces.
Yeah.
So like, if this is a whole atom, this is a whole atom, it's mostly empty space. So if the nucleuses pass through each empty space, then they wouldn't bounce off, they'd go straight through.
You'd have to get that with every single atom though.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't happen all the time.
That's true. That's why it probably doesn't happen very much. There's quite a few atoms in just the littlest fucking thing.
Isn't that crazy? You ever heard numbers of that kind of stuff? Like how many atoms are in your body and how many atoms?
No, but I know there's like what is it? Grains of sand on the earth compared to stars in the sky. What is that?
Oh, it's not like there's more stars, or there's more sand, more grains of sand than there are stars in the universe, some shit?
No, more stars in the universe than grains of sand.
Oh, it was the other way around?
Yeah.
Okay, that's wild. Have you ever seen one of the size comparisons of like how they start from something small? Like they'll start at an atom on YouTube. They'll start an atom and go up to like supercluster galaxies.
Oh yeah.
Those are insane.
It's like once you get past the sun, like the size of the sun.
The Earth is gone. You can't
everything
see
just
it.
blows
It
the fuck up
goes
once you pass
from
the
like
sun.
Earth, and then it goes to like Jupiter or something, a bigger planet than us, and then the sun, and then once it goes to like the next star, it's like the sun is like nothing. Like, you can't even see it.
I know. That's why it's so far fucking away to the next star.
It's crazy. The distances are crazy. It's the exact opposite. You know how you were saying it was like the distance from the electron and the nucleus was like 10 to the negative 10th or whatever. That's like how that is the space, but it's on the opposite. So they're really small to really fucking big.
And it just keeps getting further away.
All the time.
Our what's the cosmic background? What's it called? Cosmic radiation background or something like that? I can't remember what it's called, but there's like a map you can look at.
From like the beginning?
Yeah, it shows like the radiation from the Big Bang. It's like in an oval. I've always wondered why it's got a shape.
I don't know.
Like
don't
that.
they say that the universe is flat too? How do we know that? And what do we mean by flat?
How can it be flat though for 3D?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
It's an oval.
Maybe they're saying if you were to shrink it down to like the whole thing like this, it would be like this, and it would be really thin.
Yeah, that is true.
Maybe that's what they mean instead of just like a
Maybe
sphere.
it's so big. Like if you enlarge a piece of paper big enough, you'll be able to see.
It could be 3D if it was big enough.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe that's just what another dimension is. You just got to get big enough, like to go from 2D to 3D.
You just have to get big enough.
You have to get big enough. Like remember the
Like the Ant-Man thing? Was that what you were about to say?
I was actually going to say something about ants, but not the Ant-Man thing.
Oh, okay.
The Neil deGrasse Tyson thing. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I talked about it in one of the videos a little bit. But he does the demonstration where he puts a pencil through a piece of paper, and it's like the 2D world, and they can't see it.
Yeah.
So like
You told me about that.
maybe if you make them big enough, but if they don't physically have that third dimension to grow in, like you can't grow. They just keep going this way. So probably wouldn't work. You probably just couldn't get bigger and then get to the fourth dimension. You'd have to have literally another. I can't show you because we don't have 4 dimensions, but you need up this way, that way, this way, and then
okay, but let's say you take
inside out.
Say you take a piece of paper and you stick a pencil through it, and like you said, all you can see is that part of the pencil that's in the piece of paper. But if
that is cross sectional area.
Yeah, if you were to make the piece of paper big enough, though, it would eventually get wide enough to fit the whole pencil. See what I'm saying? If you were to make it bigger, if in all directions, if it got bigger, like you made it like the piece of paper is like what is it, 8 by 11, I think. So if you went from
If you
went 16 by 11, and then so on and so on, it eventually would get wide enough to hold a pencil in the whole thing this way.
Well, I know, but it's 16 by 11 by what? Because you got 16 by 11.
Okay,
then you need that
by 100th of an inch.
Yeah.
And then it'd be 200ths of an inch, and then 300ths. Eventually, though, it'd be big enough for a pencil to be all the way in it, because paper has thickness, so that thickness would have to double each time too.
Maybe that's how you get to the 4th dimension. Just get bigger.
We just gotta take a bunch of steroids.
Dude, steroids is what it is. That's the key. No, but I thought about this one time before, and I think I might have talked about it on another episode. But what if we are in a universe right now that is an atom of another bigger being?
Oh yeah.
Our universe, inside of our atoms, if you
Is
shrink all the way down, like smaller than neutrinos and quarks and shit like that, there's another universe.
That's what shit kind of looks like at all scales, because like if you look at our galaxy, there's a black hole in the middle of it, and then everything else just spins around it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly what a fucking atom is.
Maybe that's what we are.
Protons, neutrons, and electrons around it.
Maybe that's what our universe is. Our universe is just a massive atom, and at the outside of our universe is a bunch of electrons.
So if you were to zoom in enough on an atom, you think you'd be able to see another universe?
If you could zoom really far in, but I think that would be physically impossible.
For humans to do, yeah.
For humans. But it's a thought. Like if you were to have a camera and you zoomed all the way out of our universe and then came out of our universe and then kept zooming out, you might zoom out into like a uglier version of me sitting here doing the podcast. Zoom out of my dick hole and it's like, another person! It'd be crazy though.
It would be crazy if we could do
It's
it.
crazy to think about. There's so many ideas and you can't prove any of them.
Yeah, there's no way we'll never have proof of any of this, but I promise you it's true.
It really is true. I promise.
I've seen proof. I just can't show you. Kind of like Mormonism.
Swear to God, it's true. I promise you. It happened like last week. So you got some stories to tell me about work.
Oh yeah, something
You're
happened to
saving
me
them
at
for
work.
the podcast.
Yes, I wanted to tell you earlier, but so I get to work today. First of all, I'm late, and so I get there late, and everybody else is gone. I'm the only one there, and I don't usually answer the phones. Just some context, I work at a home care place, but I don't have any. I do the billing, so I don't have anything to do with the clients or the aides or anything like that. I really just sit at my desk and do billing
Take the money.
play on my computer. And so I'm the only one there though, so I got to answer the phone. So someone calls, I walk over, pick up the phone, and I go, this is Dylan, how can I help you? And the lady goes, hi, I'm calling from another company in town, the same town we work in. And she goes, you sent your people over here to one of our clients' houses, and you're not supposed to. And I said, okay. And she said, you people need to learn the rules before I put you out of business. And I said, you need to stop threatening me right now. And she said, you need to kiss my fucking ass.
What?
I swear to God. And I said, why don't you come down here to the office and I just might hung up the phone.
Are you fucking kidding
Swear
me?
to God, that happened to me today at like about 11 o'clock, I would say. Today, literally today.
So she said, y'all need to learn the rules.
Yes, because, okay, the rule is if say I'm a company and you're a company, if I have a client, you can't come to that client and say, hey, you should come join my company. But our clients...
You can't or you're not supposed to?
It's illegal.
Oh, okay.
You can like, your business can get shut down for that. That's not what we were doing. What happened was the client called us and said, hey, I want to switch to your company. So we went and did all like our shit like we're supposed to, which is how that happens all the time. Sometimes clients leave our company, sometimes they come from other companies. Like it just happens. And this lady was just mad about it, I guess, and she thought, I'm assuming she thought one of the girls that I work with was going to pick up the phone and just be like, oh my God, I'm sorry, but that was not me, bitch, not me.
Probably ruined her fucking year.
I hope so. So I'm interested to see what comes of that, but...
So she said, follow the rules, and you said, what'd you say?
She said, follow the rules or I'll put you out of business.
Oh, yeah.
And it caught me off guard because she went so 0 to 100. I'm expecting just like a normal ass call, of it being like a client or an aide or something, just someone that has a question or something like that. And no, it was a fucking lady from another company bitching at me. And it just caught me so off guard. So she said that, and I think I said, I don't fucking remember now, I just told the story.
Something about I'll murder your family and
I'm gonna fucking bite your baby's head off.
That's crazy, dude. Where I work, I answer the phones also. I'm wearing a shirt right now. Doctor's anatomic repping, that's a plug. But I answer the phones too, and I've never had a bad interaction on the phone so far, but I answer the phone, and I feel like people a lot of the time expect it to be, like you said, like a woman, just be like, hey, how are you? But instead it's like, hey, this is Doctor's anatomic pathology, Sam, I can help you. And they're like, holy shit. But a lot of the time people call, and we're a pathology place, and we do specimen and tissue samples and stuff like that, and cytology stuff, slides and everything. And they call, and they always are like, hey, can I come up there and have somebody look at my whatever? And I'm like, no, we don't see patients. You have to go to a clinic. And I'm like, can you give me the number for the clinic?
No, bitch, Google it
I'm
yourself.
like, dude, there's 100 of them everywhere.
Learn how to use the internet or die.
Yes, I will get you a number, and I send them to the police.
You need to dial 911.
I send them to the guest room.
Call 911, tell them you're having a heart
Tell them you're having a
attack.
heart
Someone
attack.
will get you and take you to the hospital.
Fucking call here again. But Jesus, it's not bad though. I like where I work. You like where you work?
Yeah, it's not bad. Like I said, I do the billing, and I just really have to play on the computer. I do work sometimes, but for the most part, I just play on the computer.
Is that what you want to do forever?
No, definitely not. But that's what I'm doing right now.
What do you want to do forever?
That's a good question. I don't know. Hopefully that'll come in good time, I guess.
Me either. Might never know. I was at a, I think I would say this. Presentation, I guess, that a doctor was giving to the...
Self-help conference?
This was a self-help
You
conference.
can do it, Sam.
It was actually a podcast conference, and it's how to not be a retard on podcasts. But no, but it was a doctor, and he was talking to the pre-professional club that I'm a part of. He's talking to us about like what he did to be a doctor and everything. And at one point he was like, it's like, yeah, I'm still not even sure if this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. He was like 38 or something like that. So he wasn't like super too far into it, but he's into it. It's like, I'm not even sure if this is what I want to do with the rest of my life, but I'm making good money, so I'm going to keep doing it. I was like, man, it's kind of a good way to think of it.
The good thing about that is, though, what you're doing is if you'll make enough money to where at some point you'll be like, okay, if I don't necessarily need any more money, so then you can do what you want.
Yeah.
But if you're only making enough money to live, then you can't just be like, all right, fuck this, I'm out.
It's true. You gotta follow opportunities. You gotta do what you gotta do to get it done. And then once you got it done, you do what you want to do.
So people say, though, when you're young, they're like, find a job that you love and you'll never work